Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, The Moody Pages. I'm Chanel, your fellow mood reader, and today we're going over all the books I hope to read in August. I am trying to buddy read a lot of my physical TBR with some friends, and so that's what we're doing with all these buddy reads. So the first one is hosted by my friend Kelsey, and it is The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. And this is such a mouthful. I cannot just say the whole thing. So what I know is that this is a Hermione fanfic and that it's on the lighter side given the fanfics that are out there, and that this is like an assassin healer romance. So that kind of sounds good to me. My friends so far say stop. Don't read this and pick up Rose and Chains because it's a little bit easier to get into. This one's a little harder to get into. I don't know if we're all just a little bit messed up inside because I heard Rose and Chains is a little bit darker. But I will be reading this. I do have the audiobook for it as well. Now, speaking of Rose and Chains, I did go to the book signing for this, and I was like kind of fresh off my trip from Europe, and my sister-in-law was visiting, and it was a lot of fun being there. It started an hour late. She's pregnant. I'm tired. It was a little bit of a rough time. And I had my daughter with me, and it was just exhausting, but it was fun. So what I know is that this is a dark Hermione fanfic. I don't think it's nearly as dark as the fanfic Manacled, which is also getting republished. So these are now republished fanfics. And what intrigued me about this is at the signing, someone asked if there is a happily ever after at the end. And the author freaking sighed, and she's like, because this is labeled as romantasy, by the laws of romance, there has to be a happily ever after. That's all I can say. That's what she said. So I'm intrigued. So I'm gonna pick this up soon. I got the audiobook off Libby, so yes, I'm doing an audiobook, but it is a physical TBR item, okay? It's on my bookshelf. The next buddy read I have is with my friend Jocelyn, and this is A Cruel Thirst. So I was actually gifted this book by Ours by Books in May. Okay, I was gifted this book. I'll put the tag down below, Ours by Books in May, and she has the cutest bookmarks and stickers and Kindle inserts ever. Almost all of my Kindle inserts are from her, and I actually am a rep again for her. I am so excited to be a rep. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is this book. The cover, stunning. I strictly put it on my Amazon wishlist just for the cover. I had no idea what it's about. So from the research for this video and for some of these books, I really just didn't want to do any research. But for this one, main female character, her name is Carolina, and she's like begging her dad to help kill the vampires that killed her family in her pueblo. And her dad's like, no, you're gonna go be safe. I'm gonna marry you off to someone that I think will protect you and keep you safe. And then the next synopsis, like this is from here. I put her little gift receipt here. But anyways, from right here, we have our next character, main male character, Lalo. I'm assuming it's Lalo. My Spanish pronunciation is kind of horrendous for being half El Salvadorian. I am so sorry. I do not speak Spanish, unfortunately. An unfortunate story for another time. I can understand a lot more than I can speak. Has to be for something. Anyways, Lalo was a human, and then he got turned into a vampire, and he is a little frustrated, and he wants to go to this pueblo to find where the first vampire was created in hopes that there is a way to reverse this curse. And then he runs into Carolina, and that's kind of all I need to know. There was a little bit more in there, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna stop there. That's kind of all I need to know. She wants to kill vampires. He's a vampire. Okay. Alright, this is a repeat offender on my TBR list. It is Twisted Heathens. This is another buddy read with Kelsey and my friend Manny and Stills. We're all reading this trilogy together. We live us some J. Rose, and this is the first book in this trilogy, Twisted Heathens, and I am 2 chapters in so far. This is supposed, I think it's an asylum romance. That sounds good. It sounds good. So far for the first 2 chapters, I'm absolutely hooked. Please check trigger warnings. Actually, I went in blind to this, and normally I'm okay in dealing with some of the triggers that are in dark romance books. One of the big ones that I cannot handle so much is when there is glorifying self-harm, and there is self-harm in this book, pretty prominent so far in the first 2 chapters, and I just really hope that it's not necessarily glorifying it, but from her thought process, I feel like it's being done sensitively, because I can understand the thought process behind her thoughts behind it. I just did a word scramble, but unfortunately I can kind of relate. So just giving you a heads up. And hi, trauma dumping. Okay, we're finally out of the woods with our buddy reads, finally. But we have a traveling book. The Iron King. Yes, this was probably on last month's TBR. Did I read it? Absolutely not. That's why it's here. So this is a YA fantasy romance. It's about this 16-year-old girl. Her dad and her brother have gone missing mysteriously over the course of her life, and she's gonna find out why. Okay, I think I went over this last month, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but hopefully I get into this soon because I have to send it out by the end of the month. Next one I'm really excited about. I actually did download it on KU because I think I can read it a little bit faster on Kindle, and then I want to transfer any annotations to this, because this is from Probably Smut, and then like here's the annotation guide here, but it is Shadowed Obsession. And when I saw that they were finally having a BIPOC author on their subscription, I said, yes, take my money. By the time that I have had my subscription, I have not seen them have any BIPOC authors. So this just made me so incredibly happy and absolutely had to have. And the original cover is really beautiful as well. I do like this, but I think I might almost like the other cover better. I'm not sure. I think I might like them a little bit equal. So anyways, it's a dark rom-com, and I think he is her stalker. That's all I know. All I know, and I don't know, I'm just excited to read it. Next book I got was Terror at the Gates. When I say the next book I got this like last weekend, and I don't know if I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Kelsey. Let me tell you, it was freaking expensive in my eyes. But she signed, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and the cover is beautiful. So I wasn't planning on reading this book despite it having the most beautiful cover I've ever seen, because of the way I didn't care for A Touch of Darkness series. I think I finished almost the whole entire series, and I just really didn't care for it. I was kind of forcing myself to finish a series, and this was back when I was first starting to read. So Scarlett St. Clair wasn't my favorite author and not my favorite series. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is beautiful, but too bad I don't care for that series. I don't think I'll like this book. Almost all of my friends that have not liked A Touch of Darkness have absolutely loved this book and said incredible things about it. So I'm pretty hopeful, and I was like, okay, that'll give me an excuse to have a pretty book on my shelf, so I went and bought it last week. Okay, the last book on my TBR is We Were Liars. This you have probably seen on my TBR list for like the past year. I am so sorry, Courtney, that I have had your book hostage for over a year. But I do want to see I think it's a TV show or movie. There's some adaptation that's out there that I heard is really good. So I would like to read this first before I go watch it. And again, the only thing I really know is that this is rich people drama, I believe. I think that's how she said it was rich people drama, and that's all I need to know as well. Rich people drama, sign me up. And I think those are the kind of my favorite thrillers to read too, is anything that's rich people drama. Alright, well, that is all I have on my TBR for the month of August. What are you planning to read this month? Are you currently reading anything? I'm currently reading Twisted Heathens. Again, 2 chapters in. Alrighty, I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye!